Get your jokes in now.
It's gonna get real sad later. I can feel it.
Thank you all for the new layout. It was done by Striker Sly. She only asked me if I liked it, to which I said yes to everything. The rest was her brainchild. You'll notice on some of the character cards, like the mini character sheets that are sliding over here, right beside me. My ears are pointing here. She had to like hand make some of the things on here, you know, with her art prowess. So enjoy. Take as many screenshots as you want. Don't ask any questions about the NPC stats, please. If you do, ask them in DMs to me.
Just let them sink in and realize how fucked our party is. You're welcome.
All right. That being said,
I fixed it again. There you go.
Let's have a recap.
So what happened last session?
Yes. What happened
So the party
last session?
Party went against the Requiem for the second time. We fought, we bit, we slapped, we spit, but ultimately, we killed. We thought.
We slayed.
We thought we did. And the plane that we were in started to crackle and break apart, and we were all falling into this void until we landed on top of Solariel's estate. His little mansion, his little housey house. And everybody was in the same place, I think in the patio, like roof section. But Solariel wasn't there. Turns out Solariel was on the roof. He was preparing to jump into the sun to die because he was turned into a full vampire and he didn't want to face that reality, since that's something that I believe he didn't want to become. And so as he was falling, Torrent saw this and tried to stop this act of self execution and cast a ball of darkness around, and he kind of just fell on his face flat to where we're at, which gave us all a moment to say goodbye to him. He was very sure about his decision on wanting to pass on and pass into the next life. Everyone said their goodbyes. Torrent is still hurt, can't accept that his best friend is gone, but ultimately Solariel pulled a Tony Stark and Spider-Man and withered away. And as he was withering away, we see Requiem in the distance, far. And she was holding Solariel's weapons and pretty much telling us that it's not over. And as she disappears, everybody reverts back into present time, because there were different party members who spent 10 years in a different plane of existence, and now we're back to where we were. We were as if nothing ever happened, but we still remember. That's where we're at.
All right. Then let us begin. Deep do you feel the loss? Like an earthen tragedy, Torrent. The kind that cleaves continents and leaves them boiling and thousands dead. A hollow feeling descends around the majority of you for but a brief moment. But you, Torrent, will remember this day like blood stained on your skin for the rest of your lifetime. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw as he vanishes, as Solariel ashes into nothing his estate crumbles.
Vesper got a dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a 6. Natural 2 on the die.
Chips got 22 dex save, natural 20.
Ooh.
Damn.
23.
Okay.
18 on the die.
Y'all are great.
24 dex save.
Okay. Sheets of obsidian siding, like glass and stone in a confection of architectural beauty, is this estate. As it crumbles, it would make the greatest crafters cry. And some of the heavy siding above the veranda from which you stand slams into Luminetta's side, sending her sprawling. Her body hits heavy, the iron gate around the veranda, bending it, ka-ding! And she does not move. But Chips, with his natural 20, is able to catch onto her just as the balcony falls beneath you. The sun and the moon are both full in the sky, and they are cracking as you are falling. The ground giving way, your stomach falling up into your throat, and there is a silent scream, for no noise is able to escape as gravity itself takes you into a tunnel of raw, undulating magic. Light and shadow eddy around each other, swirling in an effervescent torrent. Chips, Luminetta is hard to hold on to. If any of you would like to assist Chips, I need you to roll strength saving throws. Because the tunnel...
You are very hard to hold on to.
The tunnel is pulling at her, Chips. Pulling, tugging her like through a riptide.
The tunnel seems to be pulling you like a riptide.
Who would like to roll the strength saving throw?
Would anyone like
Sidril's
to
in.
help me, please?
Sidril's gonna roll. 24.
Okay. You manage to shunt yourself forward, almost swimming through the gravity, reaching out to grab onto Chips, pulling him with your strength. Ah! For you are fighting more than nature itself. I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws.
17.
21 con save.
Okay, the both of you make it, and you are able to hold on to her. Who would like to go first? This will have ramifications that reach the entire end of the campaign. So,
What?
choose
Go
wisely.
first. Where? How?
Who goes first? What do you mean?
Who would
I'll
like?
go first.
Okay, Vesper. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
Charisma saving throw. Sorry.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh. 22.
Ooh.
Okay, hold on to that for just a moment.
Hold on to it. It's a double fister. 2 hands.
Okay, 22. Okay, you have some choices. 4 of them. Past, present, future, friends.
Damn. Friends.
Your next choice. Friends, future, present, past.
Past.
Okay. Pre Death's Embrace or post?
Post Death's Embrace.
Conscious or unconscious?
Unconscious.
You find yourself suddenly jolting, like you've hit a barrier. And you're in a small home in the city of Scylla, and the rain is heavy around you. A woman, dainty, but with surprisingly boxy, athletic features, is carrying your unconscious and heavily damaged body. She lays you on a bed, and with your 22, you recognize the wolf, the one you sought to find. And she pauses, her nose scenting the air, and then she turns, throwing a dagger, and it lands by your ear. You see her ears unfurl, as if made from the silken strands of her hair. Her eyes slit and narrow. You best be speaking real quick as to why there's another one of you standing before me, or I'm gonna put you down, doppelganger.
Doppelganger, I don't understand what's going on. You. How did you find me?
How did I find you? You're the one standing in my home.
Standing in your home.
She glances, never quite turning away from you, at your unconscious form behind her. Make a perception check.
15.
You hear distantly, with your heightened senses, a carriage and a ringing bell. Typically, the bells are placed upon those of the clergy, high-ranking officials in the Shadow Sanctorium, or just the Church of the Lady of Light. Either way, it sounds like they are approaching, and you can't help but subconsciously track as they grow closer and closer, slowing down as they approach this hovel. Her attention...
So I'm just standing there, and I see my unconscious body laying on the bed.
Younger. Yes.
Why is there an unconscious me on the bed?
I was hoping you could answer those fucking questions.
I don't have the answers to your questions. I'm just as confused as you are.
She frowns deeply, wolfish in her features, as her rage builds. And then you hear a knock, heavy, on her door. Shit! Get yourself in the closet, and don't make a fucking noise. She pulls a blanket over your unconscious form. What do you
I'll
do?
go hide.
Roll a stealth.
That's a 7.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have an inspiration.
You have like 2.
Yeah. I use an inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, that's way better. 23.
She opens the door. What's your passive perception?
11.
You do not recognize the scent of the person standing just outside her door. She opens the door only an inch. And they say, "Ah, Sally, so good of you to finally be home. Just speak what you fucking want, you lech. No need for name calling, Sal. I'm here on account of the High Lords and Ladies interested in your property. Tell them they can fucking suck my twat. And she goes to shut the door, and you hear the heavy-handed arm and the leather squeak of the glove of the person outside grip the door. Shove off, and then the door suddenly opens, and you hear metal and swords as several individuals pile in. And she curses. Where did you choose to hide? Your choices are as varied as things you would find typically in a dockside home. Pantry, under the table, under the bed, inside perhaps a barrel. Your choice.
I probably would have hid it in the barrel, just because I know they have those little holes.
Okay. From the barrel, straining to listen to see, you catch a glimpse. This individual is all in black, and the way he moves, intelligence saving throw, please.
Ooh, 15.
You remember him from the party. In the very beginning when you went to save Ellisfiel. A head servant of a Lord Belial. He steps closer to your sleeping form. Sal is held by watchmen, and he moves the blanket, revealing your face. Oh, Sal, what have you done to the poor lad? You know, if he dies, you could be charged with murder. Would be a shame. You in Merrill Point. Prison doesn't treat women like you well. And she spits on the ground, and he slides his boot back just in time. Make another intelligence saving throw. 17?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. As he shifts, there's a echo, like a magical remembrance, and you realize he's used disguise self. And in that revelation of his power, a very familiar scent hits you. This is Lord Belial. I need you to come with me. My lord has favors for you. And in exchange, we'll take this hovel off your hand and elevate your existence. You mean you're gonna put me in a cage like everyone else like me? He motions with his hand. I really don't want to do this the hard way, Sal. And he pauses, and his gaze kind of turns towards the small kitchen where the barrel is located. And he pauses. Sally, to her benefit, to your benefit, doesn't glance at where you're hiding. Her gaze is strictly on disguised Belial. He steps closer to the barrel. And then he steps closer. And you see that black gloved hand clench.
Vesper's gonna grip his light crossbow, one hand, and I want to attempt to jump out and have him like this and put the arrow on his head, the crossbow on his head.
Roll an acrobatics.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
25 in total.
Oh.
Thank God!
Okay.
So I'm just gonna grab him and I'm gonna.
There's a clattering, and
Mhm.
he and you make eye contact, and there is forever hatred as you pull him around, and he
You swine! Tell your gods to back off.
He makes a motion. And they let go of Sal. She drops down into like a Spider-Man pose.
Sally,
She looks at you.
you better have a place for us to get out.
She glances at the younger you under the blanket. And Lord Belial. And he slowly reaches up to touch your hand. And that's the only motion he makes. Stand down. Let her go. So, now that you have me, what's your plan?
I don't know. There's a lot of choices in my head. Imprisonment, torture. Maybe I'll let you go. Maybe I'll shoot you in the back of the head while you run away. I don't know. There's so many options.
You see as Sally's like collecting you from the bed. The soldiers go to move, like swords sort of half drawn. And once she has you tied around her using the dirty blanket, she looks up at you, gives you a nod, and then she heads for the door and motions for you to come. And then
Okay, I'm
she's
gonna head
got
over to the
daggers
door.
out, sickle and a dagger.
I'm just gonna follow her. Don't move.
You still holding on to him?
Yeah.
As you're backing
I'm
up?
walking. Yeah.
Okay. Roll an athletics.
Oh, advantage. 17.
Okay, you beat him. His guards go to move, and he holds up a hand, still holding on to your arm so you don't choke him. Stand down. Stand down. Is that all you want? Just freedom?
I don't know what I want now that I have you. So many choices.
Perhaps we could make a deal. Perhaps there's something I could give you. Surely there's something you want in this world?
Perhaps. But for now, let's discuss this a little further away from your guards.
Okay, you narrow lane that you remember that comes out right by that old theater, the one that burned down in your memory from the party. It's right there. It's like hovel, theater, and you're out into the busy street. And Belial is still disguised. Several people are now turning to look at the spectacle. Peasants are shielding their children, pulling their goats away. Someone picks up his chickens and tucks them into his shirt.
You just hear Vesper, good day, good day.
You're not going to be a hero. You know
A
that.
hero? I'm not a hero, never was. I just want to kill you. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay. Where do you go? You are in the city of Scylla. I'll change the map
He'll turn
over.
to Sally and he'll say, do you know a good place? Somewhere we won't be found for a while.
I'm not going to say it, though. We'll have to ditch the wig to get anywhere safe. Fucking weird that you're here. Not gonna lie.
I'll explain more. So you're telling me I need to drop this swine?
She nods. That's what I'm saying. But if you drop him, then... And she motions up, and up on some of the palisades, and even the roofs in the barred lane. Crossbows aimed at you. You let him go, we're gonna get riddled. Let me put it this way, then. You'll have to use your nose. And you hear her break something, like a glass vial. Do you smell that?
What does he smell?
Roll a perception.
Dirty 20.
It's a combination. It smells like Lily of the Valley, daisies, and fetid swamp water. What's your passive investigation?
11.
Smells like the Gormire.
What does that bring to Vesper? What's the idea that she's trying to?
She says, use your nose. Only our kind can find a safe place.
Okay.
Well guarded. Hidden. At any point in time. There's something about the way she says this. The world starts distorting for you, Vesper. You use your nose. Don't follow the poison ivy. Third rock on the left. And it starts to piss rain now. And Belial says, this is well and good. But I'm very done being held hostage in this pissing rain.
Oh, my liege, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have picked some place with a roof. But Belial, till the next time we see each other. And he's gonna spin Belial, and he's gonna just deck him right below the chin.
Okay, roll in athletics.
Ooh. 19.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you roll better than me. Okay, you punch him in his jaw. You feel it click, like you just ah! And out from his suit pocket, a ledger flies into the ground, and he goes to scurry for it fast as possible. Sally slides it, kicking it closer to you, and then she leaps over him and just jettisons as arrows begin to fly. Phew, phew, phew.
Okay, I'll pick it up, and then I'm gonna run the direction that she told me to run.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Natural 20.
Damn. Okay. You roll forward, you collect the ledger, sliding up underneath an overhang, and so you're shielded by some of the water. A guard goes to leap down after you. You hear this horrible sound as the roof gives way, his ankle catching, and he as it and then he falls in a clatter of mail in front of you. His friends then begin to panic. Several innocent people drop the guy with the chicken. He falls. The chicken goes flying, blood pooling all over the rain, and you feel a warm hand reach around you from where you're pressed up onto the building, and a familiar voice. Can you, for once, stay out of fucking trouble? As Círdan and pulls you through a rippling wall.
Oh.
Who would like to go next?
Ooh, that was cool.
I wanna go.
All right, Kate, same
But I don't know what happens to me. Am I dead?
same questions. Past,
Okay.
present, future.
Pass.
Okay. Constitution saving throw.
Great. I don't get any other questions? Okay. That's a 12.
Okay. Okay.
This is good. This is bad.
Ooh.
No, it's different for each of you. Okay.
Okay.
Your next questions. Pre or post? The
Is there
land or the
another-
sea?
Okay. Pre or post land or sea? Oh, okay. Let's go pre and we'll go sea, I guess. We'll do sea.
Luminetta. You find yourself on a beach, diving into the waves and swimming deep. You have not quite grown into your fins yet. So your swimming is slightly uncomfortable. But everything about your existence was uncomfortable back then. You hear a voice. A siren song. Roll a perception, please.
A 12.
You miss it. But no matter.
Okay.
You still see the glow. A faint, rhythmic violet and blue, twirling into a vibrant periwinkle. Something hidden in the sand. You're drawn to it. Roll a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay. Okay, that's a 21.
You manage to resist that which is actually any of the magical nature. But still, you get closer. What's your passive perception?
15.
You see that it is, at first, you think a shell. A small clipping of it.
Hmm.
All around you, the sea is dark, calm, familiar. No coral really grows in this area. It's the closest to Scylla, after all. And the pollutants Marrow Point dumps into the fray is wretched. Algae and dark black moss that fans out like mist and shadow are all that coats the rock and sea in this area. But that glowing shell is beautiful in the water. What would you like to do?
I think Netta's curious enough. She'll go pick it up.
As you touch it, I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Cool. Another one. Okay, that's cocked. Hey, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
So that's a 28.
It gives you a powerful feeling. And you notice that it is not a shell, but a piece of a scale. Like the ocean and midnight. And as you twirl it in your hands, you prick one of your fins. And a line of your blood curls down the middle of the scale as if you were on land. And then you hear someone, something in the water before you. When you look up, make a perception check.
Okay. That's in perception 19.
Okay. He looks like an elf. Only when you point the glowing scale sort of in his directions, not consciously, mind you, you see that side of his body, his arm, drops into this wicked claw. His face is layer upon layer of fin, and between those fins on his cheek is another mouth that opens, almost like a predator. But his eyes, Luminetta, are fearful. A deep violet. And his face still holds the round immaturity of a boy in his youth.
Hello?
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
No. You didn't scare me at all. Nothing. Look at me. I think you're much more scared of me, aren't you?
He chuckles. I think you look a lot better than I do. You saw the light too?
Yeah. I did. Look at this. And she'll just like show him.
He swims a little closer, and as he gets closer, you see that his lower half is crab-like.
Do we know each other? Have we met?
I don't think so. I mean,
Luminetta,
I've seen you before,
you've seen me?
swimming. You go to the land and you sing sometimes.
Time to time. I'm Netta.
They don't give us a name.
You don't have a name?
Not what I remember.
You remember?
And he motions with the claw out across the dark water, and you see the beam of light that is Marrow Point. You don't get a name. Just a number sometimes.
Are you from that place?
Yeah.
With
Some.
they muck up our ocean?
Sorry about that.
It's alright, it's not your fault. I don't think. You poor thing.
He grins. Nah. It's probably better than staying with parents that would sell me, right? And when he smiles, it's horrific. The double mouths opening and grinning, all teeth and flapping jowls.
Netta smiles back, and then you see her crazy amount of, like, very pointy teeth. And I'm assuming she's at a younger age, so it's like very gawky, awkward teen smile, where it's like, don't really know how to smile with my face yet.
You're not from Marrow Point, right?
No, I was born like this.
I thought so.
From Baton Rouge, or no, Baton Blue, down the way.
I've never been.
You,
I don't know
you
that
would
they would
fit
like
in.
my kind.
I think you fit in more than you think. We're all freaks down there.
Freaks. I have a pretty good well-turned heel here, and he turns the crab legs.
Well, I'm glad you're chipper about
And he
it.
kind of gets closer. My friends call me Krull. It's a made-up name, though.
Crow. I like it. I like it.
You might have seen some of them. We swim all the time.
Do I have any recollection of people like him at all?
Yes, but your people keep distance or hunt them and kill them.
Oh, well. I live in a very interesting place, Crow.
Don't we all?
Little different, maybe. We're freaks, but we get hired. We're strong. And then she like flexes her little muscle. Kind of born this way.
Who
And
wouldn't like a woman that could take care of themselves? Not that I'm trying to say anything weird, I just...
you're very kind. I don't have. I'm very flustered. I don't talk to many people outside of the village too much. I don't know too much about most things outside of our village. But you seem nice. And if you see anyone like me, I would run. Or swim.
I know.
I can't speak for my people.
It's okay. I've been watching you, and I know you're different. Me too. I mean, obviously, but
Right.
can I ask you a question?
Sure. Anything. I guess.
Are you gonna keep that shell?
Oh. Can I do an insight check on him?
Go
Or
for
like, yeah. I want to do an insight. It's a 19.
There's more. There's a reason he's asking.
She grips it tighter. Why do you ask?
My team. Myself. Eel. Torrent. We're looking for them.
Well. Do I get a sense that this shell is like worth something? Like a lot? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll just look at him and smile.
If you want
Well-
to keep it, it's okay. I'll just tell the warden I didn't find any. I'm sure Torrent found something. Bastards. Top of the class.
Wow. Well, I'm trying to think of more gentle words, but finders keepers. and then she like grabs one of her own scales because she's bioluminescent. She grabs one of her own scales and says, "What about this?"
Okay. He holds out the unclawed hand. He just kind of gets an awkward grin. And then he reaches into this pouch that he has, and he pulls out a bracelet of beads. Here. Just, if you're ever around Marrow Point, it passes without a trace.
Ah.
If ever you were close, you'd want to not be seen, you know. Anyways, Netta, it was nice to meet you.
It was lovely meeting you, Crow. And then she just gives him the scale and then like gives him a little peck. Like,
On the not horrific side of the face.
no, on the horrific side, why not? Because she's not scared.
Damn.
She's just like, "Mwah."
Okay. That
Hey.
just makes him beam. He's just beaming.
Our kind. We gotta stick out for each other. You know?
Yeah. I know.
I'll see you around.
Yeah.
Thanks for the gift.
Yeah.
Both, I guess.
See you around, Netta. And you hear a gruff, much younger tone shouting, "Crow! Ew!" And you're like, oh my god, baby Torrent. But Kral just waves the big crab-like limb in the water. And he
Love it.
swims forward. And as you look down at the string of beads that casts past without trace, the water around you begins to spiral and twist. And you hear a
Murloc.
and he reminds you of a soaking wet, very angry kitten. Inky black hair just all around. Robes like stuck to the body and also like voluminous like out. Deeply frowning. And he just puts out his hand towards you with this disgusted look. Not at you, you think. You think it might just be the fact that he's in the water.
Underwater. Is it seared? That's what I'm seeing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She just says, "Now what are you doing here?" And grabs his
Just like
I
bubbles
don't
everywhere.
speak. I don't speak kitten. No.
What's your armor class?
What? 14.
Okay. He like swims forward and grabs onto you, and then you apparate out of the water.
Okay.
That was a great sound effect.
Well, he just like that was really good. Who would like to go next, if at all? Going once, going twice.
Can I go to the bathroom first?
All right, we'll do a quick BRB right here.
Okay.
All right, Torrent, choice is yours. Past, present, future, friends.
Okay, a quick question on that. Is this like a meta choice or is this a torrent choice?
This is a meta choice.
Okay. Then friends.
Okay, friends, past or present.
Present.
Dawn or dusk.
Dawn.
Okay, of course. Of course. Torrent, you stand before 3 doors. One of them you recognize as the door that leads to Lord Solariel's study. One of them you recognize as your room, where you and your bunkmates, your squad, spent much of their time at Merrill Point. That you haven't seen those boys in a long time. And the third door you do not recognize. But what's curious about this third door is the fact that it is painted the softest yellow you have ever seen. And of course, there's a part of you that wants to make a piss joke. You can't help it. But that part then squeezes. Because you don't have a best friend to make that joke to. Whether it be in your private language, where you talk about the meadows and the skies, or just an outright comment. So these are your 3 doors, Torrent. You may pick one. Or you could try to open all 3 and stay where you're at.
I would go and open Solariel's study.
You see him sitting. His large wingback, book in hand. Leora next to him, taking notes. They're talking, but you can't hear their words. It's a silent scene that plays out.
Can I step into the door?
You can.
I do so.
As you step through, the aroma of his office and his home encases you. You can even smell Leora's like faint perfume, and she looks up, her rabbit ears twitching. She gets that sly, kind of heated smirk. As the two of you joke, you play. Oh, about time you showed up. And then Solariel says your name in that deep baritone of his, Torrent. And then he opens the desk and he hands you some orders. And in that private language of yours, he says he's going out to eat. And that you are to be in charge of the grounds.
Do I get any sense of familiarity with the moment, like it's happened before?
Absolute deja vu. Yeah. You know exactly what will happen next. LotR will make an ab joke.
No problem. I got things under control.
It makes Solariel pause. And those red eyes meet yours in a steady gaze. Are you all right, my boy? And then he tells Leora to leave with the flick of his wrist. And this scene is suddenly different. Solariel scrunches his brow as he looks at you, Torrent. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Well,
You feel your lower lip begin to quiver. A tremble. So you bite the lip to keep it still.
pretty sure that things are just blossoming in the garden, and I just came from outside. Allergies are hitting me a little bit, and I didn't sleep well, so
Roll a
too
decep-
much drinking last night.
Roll a deception.
S- 17.
He wants to say something. But your loyalty that you showed him in those final moments, which is the accumulation of all of the years, is reflected back at you in his gaze. He believes you not because he believes that you actually have allergies, but because you would never lie to him, Torrent. Because you, to him, are his brother. An extension of himself in a lot of ways, and vice versa. Oh. See that you continue to enjoy your days off. And he puts a hand on your shoulder. Ah, Torrent, before I leave.
Yeah.
He moves to a part of his office. And he pulls out a book, and it causes the entire shelf to ripple. And it is a small armory. And he takes a scroll, unravels it, and pulls out a key and hands it to you. The key is not like a typical key. It is almost like a flat, long coin or bookmark with ridges on the end that form a dawn. A rising sun. I almost forgot to give this to you in my haste. My apologies. He closes the armory. In case of emergency, if I am ever not... He doesn't finish the sentence. And he switches to your hidden language. And he tells you that you're to look under the stairs. This key will get you into the underground. And then from the underground, you will continue deeper into the library, what he calls the archives. Their formal title are the Loki Archives. He says, ask me not what is inside. When we return, when I get back, when the time is right, I'll take you.
So, I'll just keep this safe for now then. Until you take me.
Yes.
I'll be waiting.
He pauses at the door, giving you a look, and nods. And then he draws on his coat as he steps out, his heels.
Solarial. Just one more thing. Thank you. Just thank you.
You're welcome.
Now go enjoy your meal. You're looking a little bit scrawny.
He kind of gets a smirk. Adjusts the cravat, the vest. Maybe you should see if the apothecary has any allergies. Your eyes are red.
Might be a good idea.
Probably. He just kind of has this, like, And then he turns and he strides with purpose. You feel a presence step up behind you. It's time to go.
When I look back, who do I see?
Familiar elf. Long, inky black hair, riddled with streaks of starlight.
Where are we going?
I wish I could say home. You feel Círdan's palm on your shoulder. I will never have significant enough words. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm just glad that I got to say what I had to say, at least. Even if it wasn't real, I don't know.
He squeezes your shoulder. It defies so many laws for me to tell you. This is real. This is the past. But I stopped following rules when my brother died.
Is there a chance that I could have done anything to change what is to come? Can I go and tell him what would become of him? Would it make any difference?
Even the gods cannot return a soul when it has chosen the end. That's what life is. Our choices.
All right. Let's get out of here then.
Do you want more time?
I want a lot of things. But I think staying here now, knowing that I can't do anything, it's only gonna make it worse. Waiting every second for it to end all over again.
As you and Círdan begin to apparate, he says quietly, with reverence,
It never ends. No one is ever really gone. You will see him again. It's what it means to be human. Well, to be mortal.
roll an insight for me.
14.
There is something in the weight, the heaviness that he says that. What it means to be mortal. And it makes you wonder if your father and your uncle do not follow those same rules. And you who would like to go next?
Sly. There was no order.
Sly.
Sly? All right. Sidriel. Past, present, future friends.
Past.
Oh. Twilight. Or dawn.
Twilight.
Ashes. Or fire.
Ashes.
Okay. Your skin is burned. It feels like the flesh on your face is stretched taut from the fires that rage throughout heaven. And all you can smell is burning paper. For you kneel in a library, Citriel. And though the ashes now fall, the embers fading as they've nothing else to consume, you are surrounded by the sound of Andoran's sucking breaths. Each one more difficult than the last. On his straight and handsome nose, his broken glasses sit askewed because he wanted to see you, Citriel. He wanted to see you. There is a quivering in his body as it begins to fade, as the light of immortality begins to leave him. The shine of his angelic wings begins to fade. He squeezes your hand. Citriel.
Sorry. Edward, I'm so sorry.
It's colder than I thought.
This wasn't supposed to happen. It was you and me. You and me against everyone.
He groans your name, suddenly flailing as his body jerks in your arm, reaching for you blindly.
I am. Citriel pushes his glasses up on his nose.
You can tell that his eyes are no longer seeing.
Please don't leave me. Veteran.
He stops responding. And then all at once, his angelic wings explode in a gentle wind. The light fading completely. His bright, intelligent eyes going dark. I need you to make a perception check, Citriel.
16.
This is the second time you've experienced this. The first time you remember clinging and screaming. So this time you hold him and you take in your surroundings and you see his golden feather, the last one, flit and twist, landing on a pile of ash, swirling, eddying the ash, and a book, only the corner burned, resting in the dark.
He goes to pick up the feather and the book,
As you
holds it close to his heart.
lift the tome, it is weighty, thick, sealed by ancient, divine magic. And then that familiar voice. Like a thunderstorm, dark, sinuous, sensual.
You deserve to be punished, Citriel.
This is your doing.
The edict still stands, does it not? You left your post.
He is resplendent, Citriel. Red and black and gold swirling robes, each step eddying the ashes, twisting them around. None of it clinging to him. The filth seems to run from him, falling off of his long coats And then there is the sound of chains.
I know you.
His smile is wicked and beauty.
I once called you my prince.
He holds out his arms and bows with a cat-like grace. I still am. And a chain flies from the floor, wrapping around your wrist, pulling you down to one knee. And then a chain on the other wrist as he steps closer.
Sidriel refuses to make a sound. This is not the first time. Knowing that it's like he's reliving this memory. You are no longer my prince. And you will punish me. And you will punish me for centuries. But you will not break me.
His eyes narrow. And he leans forward. And then suddenly there is a look of panic, and he slides back as a concussive bolt of molten white hot lightning strikes between the two of you. And Devorian makes a hissing sound. Shadows rising up around him, flames twisting in his eyes. And a different voice. You speak Celestial, but it has been a long time since you've heard this voice. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
24.
Okay. The words don't make sense at first. The phrase, "not in this lifetime," as another robed figure slides in front of you. His hair, a liquid river. Streaks of white, like shooting stars through an ebony night. And with a flick of his wrist, an electrified fan sends a blast and gust of wind directly into Devorian's face. But Devorian doesn't move. And he tilts his head, looking at Círdan with curiosity. You are not as strong as you were before. Why is that, Paladine? And Círdan chuffs. Your ilk have no authority here. Funny, I thought you'd abandoned heaven. Devorian gazes at you with a liquid heat. A desperate need, Sidriel. I need you to make another charisma saving throw. The chains that still bind you double, growing in thickness and density as another pair wrap around them, tugging you through the floor of heaven. Underneath your knees, where you are captured, the floor begins to heat, and you remember the fall. Like a comet, you dropped straight through the earth to the 9 hells. What'd you get?
24.
Damn. Okay, you fight against the chains. holding your own. As the two gaze at each other, not quite attacking, but sizing each other up for the ultimate strike. The air becomes electrified and frigid cold at the very same time. And you bear witness. Círdan, his hand flexes, and it becomes coated in these opalescent, beautiful silver platinum scales. And across from him, Devorian. Membranous wings flare from his back like shadow. And darkness ebbs in as twilight elongates. Constitution saving throw?
13.
13. You are not sure who strikes first as they explode forward. Shadow and light smashing into each other, and Devorian screams, "You think you're going to save the world? You think Sidriel is going to pick you, Paladine? Ha! Fool of a Paladine! Fool of a god who betrayed his people!" And there is only a draconic roar in return as ice and sheer raw magic sprays across the fray, and the two of them fly up. The chains drop from you as Devorian needs his full focus, and the most glorious sight you have ever beheld. Larger than a mountain, greater than the dawn, more explosive than a hurricane. A pair of liquid silver wings snap from Círdan's back, and his human form shreds as you are gazing at the dragon. Bahamut, the Emperor of Heaven. With a mighty roar, he stands, your protector. Make a perception check, please.
That's a nat 20 plus 1.
Devorian was not kidding. Great Paladine does not look well. After the initial transformation, his wing beats are heavy, and he does not gain the altitude that Devorian does. A serpentine, shadow-like, spiny drake in equal size, though bulk for bulk, slender, built for speed, and Paladine does not keep up. You watch as something like silver armor glances from Bahamut's shoulder, like a shield catching the fading light in twilight. Shoo, shoo. And when it hits, it is an explosive, concussive tearing into the world. Ga-goom! The scale is easily 3 times your size. And they continue to battle in the sky until you can't see them. Too thick is the smoke from heaven burning. Too swirling and dark the clouds of the storm. Occasionally you see the gusts of red-violet fire and the shots of liquid silver. But no more do you see the dragons. But you're free. Free from the chains. What do you do?
You said that there was a scale that went flying.
Yes.
Gripping onto Was I still able to keep hold of the book, or did the chains rip like everything from me, my arms, or did I keep it in my hand?
Book is on the ground.
I pick it up. Do I still have the feather?
You do.
Okay. And take both of those, the book, the feather, and looking at the pile of ash on the ground where Adaran was. Sidriel. It's kind of a bit of a mess of confusion. A little bit confused why Bahamut is here. Hasn't he always been here? But he's gonna put his hand on the ash. And he says, I promise. I promise to be strong. For you, for me, and to protect everybody that I couldn't protect today. I'm sorry. And he goes to find the scale. Glances up at the heavens again. Or I guess what's above the heavens.
Roll a perception or investigation.
14? You said in perception or investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 15. I'll do perception because I got the plus. 15.
Okay. The scale is massive. And you make haste. It's like a piece of the earth has shunted up towards the sky. A flat, glittering surface, raked and scored. And that's when you glance up as a shooting star. And you see Bahamut's form, that draconic, curled form. And you realize he's unconscious as the serpentine dragon lands on his chest with a mighty and then they shift, both of them back into their elven form, and Devorian has a sword of fire and flame, of shadow, of suffering. And the two of them smash into the ground.
Are they really far?
You could run to try to get there, but it would take a strength saving throw.
I think you'd hear Sidriel just yell out from the bottom of his gut, Devorian! You cowardly fucking prince! And he'd go after him.
What'd you get on your strength saving throw?
Nat 20.
Damn.
Plus 6, 26.
Damn. Okay. So, with your angelic speed, you shoot forward. You get there as Devorian is shoving the blade in Asirdan's shoulder, breaking the bone and dislocating. And then he steps, and you get there just as the shoulder is cleaved. And Asirdan, and Devorian spits. And as you come closer, he holds out his hand and chains bar you once again, Sidriel. After all, he is Lord.
Tell him the truth. Paladine. Tell him what you did. Tell him what you allowed to happen so that you could return a single life. Tell him.
And Devorian looks at you.
Tell Sidriel that his companions, his best friends, his allies, his brothers, all died today because you wanted to bring an infestisimal life back to the prime material plane.
When Círdan says nothing, he shifts the blade and he.
Tell him!
And when Círdan finally looks at you, Sidriel, with a tired, pale green gaze, I need you to roll an insight.
22.
There is truth in what Devorian is saying.
He abandoned heaven. He left all of you. And do you know what he asked me to do, Sidriel?
And then Devorian steps on Círdan's jaw and begins to press. And he mumbles something about Círdan's traitorous mouth. And then he says to you,
He gave me the keys. And he told me to make sure that the gate was undefended. His orders, Sidriel. And then he dares try to take what he promised me.
You're lying.
What reason do I have to lie, angel mine? It benefits me not.
and you hear him crush the jaw.
You are no emperor. You are a vagrant. And by the authority vested in me, and by the laws of divinity, your life, Bahamut, no longer. Forfeit is your existence.
And he pulls the blade free. And as he does, he manifests all of his power. After all, beheading a god takes an incredible amount of magic, and the chains drop from your side. And you have a choice, Sidriel. What do you do?
Can I ask a really weird question?
You certainly can.
Do I have my wings back?
You do. What's your passive perception?
11.
Okay. In this horrible choice, you see Círdan's hand lift, and he points behind you. But you know, if you look, it's too late.
I think Sidril's gonna unfurl his wings. And he wants to shoot forward.
Okay?
And he's gonna try to take Devorian and take flight.
Roll in athletics.
24.
Okay. Roll an unarmed strike.
25 to hit.
Okay. A 25 hits. But your athletics is not enough to take him into the air. As you smash into him, his blade goes flying. And then he vanishes into smoke and reappears in the air behind you. And his blade resummons to his hand.
Everything I did was for a reason. You have to believe me. I have never lied to you, Sidriel. I made you strong.
You don't even know the half of it.
I tempered you into steel.
You turned everything I loved into ash.
We only grow through pain.
100 years of it.
You're an
wait,
immortal.
You wouldn't know about that.
What is 100 years to eternity? And he vanishes the blade, and you can hear Círdan grunting and getting up, the jaw. Something shifts in the air, and it feels like time is starting to speed up and simultaneously slow down. And Devorian drops all of his defenses. I know not how you know, but if you deem me really unworthy, Sidriel. And he resummons his blade with the hilt held out towards you. Then you may take Twilight and Dawnbringer and end my life.
You know I loved you once. Once.
Sidriel. And he looks confused and hurt, and he's still the most handsome man you've ever seen. And to see the pain on his face is... it makes you ache, even if you hate to admit it. What's your armor class?
16.
Okay. What would you like to say?
I wish I understood. I wish I understood why you pretended to even care.
You know I am incapable of lying. Everything I have done, Sidriel, has been for you.
Or has it always been for yourself?
I am desperate for you, Sidriel.
And yet, you have no idea what you will do to me for the next 100 years.
You can't choose a man who orchestrated everything!
And I can't choose a man who tied me to the walls of hell and took from me the one thing
Sidriel,
that made me who I am. You!
please. I was nothing but a knife wielded by my superiors. It was requested of me. How can you... And he pauses. And then he looks behind you with that same shocked expression. And you orchestrated this, didn't you? And you feel Círdan grab you from behind. And Devorian says, you lied to me! You made promises! And the last thing you hear Devorian say is, I gave everything to you, Paladine. You promised they wouldn't die, and you betrayed us all, and still I was your blade! Still I broke what was... And his voice is gone. And you are whipping through time and space. Intelligence saving throw.
17.
Is that your final answer?
I'll roll with an inspiration. Okay, that's a little bit better. 21.
Okay, you beat the DC with that. And we slide finally to Diz. You want to answer the questions or you just want to move forward? You let me know, baby boy.
Friends. Future. Yes.
Friends future for little chips. Okay. Chips. You find yourself in a meadow. The scents, surprisingly, filtering in through
A sinus system you didn't know you had. Each little mechanical step, you're able to feel the foliage around you. Make a perception check.
13.
With a 13, you see someone that you don't recognize. Kind of a heavy-set male. Long brown hair, pale skin. Sitting on a stump, and he's whittling. As you approach, his face turns towards you, Chips. And there is a small smile. And in a very deep voice, deeper than I can do, it's got a kind of a husky tilt to it. How are you, little master?
Little master. I am well. How are you?
He holds up what he's whittling, and it's vaguely U-shaped. Making offerings. In your honor, young master.
My honor.
Yes, sir.
And what have I done to receive such honors?
He motions around the meadow.
You are the great healer.
Yes, it's what I was created to do. Have I healed someone here? Something? Where are we?
We are in the plains of Celestia.
Celestia.
Yes, sir.
Why
This is...
are that?
This... He looks a little confused, but this is your domain, sir.
And you hear this beautiful chime, like a bell.
And he says, "Ah, new arrivals. Would you like to come with me to meet them, young master?"
Okay.
All right. As he stands, his form shifts. And he represents or looks more like a druidic beast. Some of you might recognize him from season 1. A druid of death. A shepherd to those who have fallen. As he escorts you, roll a perception.
7 total.
I think your Chips' ocular mechanisms would just be super dilated, taking in everything. The colors, the sounds, the scents.
It is very bright here.
As is your choice, young master.
He leads you to an area where the forests and the meadow like thin out, and then there's a fountain, and then suddenly marble and stone and a great gate. And at that gate is a family gathered. And a very, very small old man steps through the gate of swirling lavender magic. And his family all rush to him, and he begins to weep. And the druid stands by your side, and he leans towards you and says, "This is my favorite part." As the hunched-over little old man straightens, and a youthfulness takes over his features. And you see your nanites, the small machines that leave your staff boner, begin to rain on these people. And they all begin to glow. And there is joy in the reunion.
That's so beautiful.
I did not name your magical weapon.
Oh, it's so beautiful. So you're saying that this place belongs to me?
Yes. You were made from the magic here. Then you returned it to heaven. And now you usher the souls so that they may find their home once again.
So, does that mean that I eventually found mine?
You are. And he pauses, and then he leans down. He kneels and he looks at you. And he squints through that, like, kind of bird-like mask. What do you go by, young master? What is your name?
Hello, my name is Chips.
His eyes suddenly widen. And then he looks out at the little nanites that are just spurting little happy white lights on the family.
I did this. This is my fault.
You are not in the right timeline. How did you get here?
I do not know. I was watching my friend who was a vampire turn into dust, and it was kind of just a blur after that.
The kids are splashing. And they catch a glimpse of you, Chips, and they come running over with your little nanites on their face and heads.
Oh, hello, children.
And they're
I'm just gonna like take my staff out and just recall the nanites to the staff.
as they do, the staff shifts in colors. And it changes ever so slightly. And you feel its power grow. You did this, Diz.
Hello, children.
Before they can call you by name, you are swept up by the druid and returned to the tree line. And you hear the kids
Goodbye, children.
they're like, ah, ah.
You need to return from whence you came.
I have no idea how I got here in the first place.
That is a problem.
Yes,
Who were you traveling with last?
I was with my friends.
And their names?
There was Torrent, and Vesper, and Sidriel, and Luminetta, and Solariel.
He seems
At least
distressed.
he was there, and then he was.
He goes back to the stump and he pulls out a contraption made from the same metal you're made out of. That's like the pearly opalescent. And he makes a phone call.
We're sorry.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed at this time. Please call again later.
Just curses.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Tone.
Well, Chips, maybe you need to have your questions answered. Sometimes time is a strange interlocking web, and perhaps where you're from in your lifetime, it's the end for you. You do find your soul.
Spoilers.
And you find the magic that created you. And then in the end, you make a choice. And no one will ever forget it.
I see.
I will say, you are your own entity, though you carry with you a mighty warrior.
Within me.
Yes. You are a unique creature, made from the last light of heaven. You are all that remains. Without you, heaven is never rebuilt. And then he waits a minute, like looks around to see if you like apparate.
So, well, my future self, am here?
One of your futures, yes.
Is this the good future?
Probably. Look around. And there's rabbits, birds, deer, wolves, all existing. You can feel their spirits in the world around you. You are this world, Chips. As organic as it all seems, it's also mechanical. Underneath, pipes, wires, steam all move to keep everything in existence.
It is beautiful here.
You can change it to look however you wish. There was a time it was an outdoor concert. I am quite the fan of rock music now, thanks to you, young master.
Oh. Outdoor concert. As interesting as all of this is, I am worried about my friends.
If I knew how to send you back, I would.
Is there anyone here that would know?
Perhaps the prophet. Come. We will speak.
Are we going to the prophet?
Yes.
So the prophet's location?
Yes.
Location equals prophet?
He looks confused.
I will follow.
Okay. Roll an investigation, Chips.
15.
Okay. It is a small hut. A thin stream of smoke rises from the quaint cottage. And the door is wide open. The smell of baking pie cooling in the window. The druid approaches and hails anyone inside, and it is a little girl who steps out. Long golden hair, bright, huge round brown eyes. And her skin is a golden brown. She looks perhaps half wood elf. She's holding a bunny and a basket. Her basket is filled with actual grass, kind of like she's been plucking it, making a nest.
Hello. My name is Chips.
I know who you are.
Are you the prophet?
My dad's not here right now, but I baked a pie. Are you hungry? He'll probably be back soon. Do you like my rabbit? His name is Fat Sauce.
Fat Sauce.
Yeah,
Why is his name Fat Sauce?
because he's gonna get huge, like his sister. I'll show you. And she walks
And then
around.
you will turn him into a sauce?
No, but he'll poop.
Oh,
She leads
and
you
those
around the side of
sauces
the
will be
cottage.
fat.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a very large rabbit.
Oh,
He's gonna get that big. And then she sets the rabbit down. He doesn't hop very far. He's pretty chill in the little girl's hands. I didn't know your name was also Chips.
also,
And the druid shakes his head no. Never mind. Do you want some pie?
I do not normally consume for energy.
Okay. What about for tasting? I put a lot of sugar in it. And she opens the side door and holds it open for you.
I do not think I have ever tried food.
Well, why not start with pie?
Okay,
You could stay outside. And she points at the mask. You're too big to fit at my table. And he just chuckles.
I'll wait for your father out here then.
Okay. And it is a small, stained pink wooden table. Kind of crudely carved. She takes you to. The pie is a disaster. It's fruits and bread in a tin with a bunch of sugar on top. And some kind of red sauce in the middle. Like a curlicue. And she hands you a overly large wooden spoon.
thank you. I will try this now.
Anna.
Anna.
That's my name. I mean, that's my nickname. My name is Amethyst, but I go by Anna.
It is nice to meet you, Emmett.
Are you gonna try eating it?
Yep.
And she just watches you.
Take the big old spoon and open my mouth, which is literally. I don't have a mouth. It's just a small slit, and I just try to pack as much of the food into the small slit
Constitution saving
as
throw.
I can.
22.
You taste it.
Very sweet.
Sugar, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, ketchup, and bread. It's a pie. She did her best.
That would explain the red sauce. It is very good, Anna. You should consider being a baker or
I'm
a
going to.
chef.
My uncle was a great baker. He was famous.
What was your uncle's name?
I'm pretty sure it was just Theo. But I didn't live very long, so... But I'll get another chance.
I see.
Yeah.
So, You live here with your father?
Mm-hmm. Until I get to be reborn.
Reborn.
Yeah, I gotta try again.
Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
Like reincarnation.
Yeah.
That is. Does everybody reincarnate?
Yeah, well, I mean, thanks to you. Why are you asking me? You should know all this, Chips.
I am quizzing you.
Oh. Is this so I can get my wings?
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. And she runs over to a little notebook and grabs a huge pen and comes back. Her hair and skirts sort of trailing behind her. Okay, I've been studying. I'm ready.
First question, and it's an easy one.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of life?
Rabbits!
Noted.
Did I pass?
Just that question, but I have more.
Okay, I'm ready.
Why is your father known as the prophet?
Oh, 'cause he sees visions.
Vision.
Yeah, apparently our family used to be from a desert.
Does he see visions of the future?
I mean, he's a cat, so yeah.
A cat?
Yeah. And then you see her little lion ears.
Like the opposite of a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Don't cats normally eat Never. Next question.
Okay, I'm ready.
How long have you been here?
Since I died.
I see.
But it'll be okay, because I'm gonna earn my wings and get reincarnated, and then I'll be with Mommy and Daddy again. And Uncle Theo. I never met him. We were gonna meet him, but we didn't.
I see. Okay, final question.
Okay, I'm ready.
If there is someone in need, even if they are a bad person, what do you do?
Oh, that's easy. My daddy says, did you help them? He says that my uncle, he helped everybody.
Very well. I think you are ready
Yes! I'm ready!
to get your wings.
Yes! I will go tell Fat Sauce. Hold on. And she runs out. She grabs the rabbit and comes back in. Hold on. And she sets him on the table and he hops over to the pie and just starts eating. And she's like ravaging around the little cottage, pulling things open. And as she pulls things open, I need you to roll a perception.
18.
She gets in this one large chest and starts pulling things from it. Like, for a child, they would be costumes, but for you, they are clothes large enough to fit a Goliath. And finally, she gets towards the middle and she pulls out a few pictures and a very crude set of carved fairy wings. I know you usually give feathers, but I don't want any birds. I want to be a fairy princess. And she shows you the drawings. I worked really hard on them. Okay.
Okay. They look beautiful.
I don't know if I want to be a dragonfly or if I want to be a bee.
A fairy bee.
Yeah. Or a dragonfly. Or a bee.
Why not both?
Which one do you like the best? I could be both?
You can be anything you want to be.
Ha! Bee. You can't trick me. And she slides a little bee costume that she's drawn. It's terrible, but she slides it forward towards you. And with your perception, you see this large gray building. This keep. And on the side of the drawing, there is shadow and flame. And small stick figures. One is wearing the bee costume, and the other is a Leonin. As Amethyst catches you gazing at that picture. Oh, sorry. And she slides it away. That's the day Daddy and I left. We were gonna meet my uncle for the first time. I watched him fight, though. I'm pretty sure his name is Theo, but everyone was saying Dizonitis, but I don't think that's his name. But don't worry. I'm very grateful. Thank you for letting me pass. I'm excited. I won't let you down. I'll be the best bumblebee angel fairy princess you've ever had. And I'd like to go home. Oh, wait. Can my daddy come too?
Of course.
Awesome. I know he's really mean and he hisses a lot, but he's really nice. He purrs when I go to sleep.
I see.
Yeah, and he let me have the bunnies. Fast Sauce was his idea. You hear the gate out front open.
There is one final test that you must complete.
Okay,
This is the test of patience, time, and discipline.
I hate being patient.
I know. It is hard.
You hear two male voices talking out front.
But patience breeds fortitude and wisdom.
I'll be
Two
smart.
things that are very important when you grow big and strong and become an adult.
What if
So,
I wanted to be a fairy princess instead of an adult?
you could be both.
Okay. I can do this test then.
So the test is you will get your wings. But you must be patient
Okay.
and you must be good every day.
Every
And listen
day?
to your father every day.
Okay.
Take in his teachings, his knowledge, and his gifts that he gives you. Be grateful and loving, and your wings will come.
They'll just grow?
They will.
Oh.
I am definitely not lying to you or making up anything.
Okay.
Okay,
I trust you.
I trust me too.
I mean, you made this place. I actually should be thanking you, Chips. None of this would be possible without you. So, thanks for finding me.
You're welcome. I am glad that I did.
Can I
Thank you for the pie, Amethyst.
Oh, and then she looks over and Fat Sauce is like eating half of it, and she's like, "Oh no!" and she pulls him off. And as she does, this impressive lion opens the door and steps in. He just makes the small cottage infestissimo. And she just screeches, "Daddy!"
I didn't know you had dogs in here too.
Oh, yeah, they're by the barn.
Oh,
They watch our sheep.
Sheepdogs.
The deep voice of her father. You see where all the coloring comes from now. She looks. You imagine mom maybe was like an elf. Yeah, whatever. I mean,
Dogs, rabbits, and cats all living in harmony.
Can I help you?
Yes. I want to go home.
You are misplaced.
Maybe we should speak outside.
I look to Amethyst.
I can go outside.
Or that.
And she takes fat sauce. Yeah. Besides, I want to get you something. Don't go anywhere. Dad? Daddy, don't be mean. His name is Chips. He's my friend. He said I could have bumblebee wings.
Remember your test.
Oh, and I have to listen to you forever, which is dumb. And then she just literally runs out.
So, you know that I am in the wrong space.
In this timeline, peace has returned. Your existence here threatens the thread held tenuous by a ragtag band. Fools. You will need something to anchor you, so that you aren't ripped apart when you're sent through time.
Okay.
Come with me.
And
He follows.
he twists a knob on the stove, and it like transformers opens up, and there's a stairway that goes down into an artificer basement.
Down there?
He nods,
Okay.
and then he goes down first.
I follow.
Okay, the stove realigns itself, and it reminds you of Professor Gearwin's everything. Make a perception check, please.
19.
You see a small globe, a terrarium, the size of your fist, and it is sitting up on a stand. And on the stand, there are carved red-capped mushrooms. Leonin picks it up,
Mushrooms in a terrarium.
and he holds it out to you.
This is from your timeline.
I'll take it.
As you do, it resonates with a soft vibration. And he just stares at you like he expects you to do something.
Wingardium Leviosa. Nothing happened.
Perhaps you need to focus on a point in your history.
Any point?
The point you wish to return to.
Oh,
Chips will just start thinking about his friends in that moment.
Charisma saving throw.
4.
Nothing happens, and after a moment, several moments of nothing happening when you're thinking,
I don't think anything's happening.
Perhaps this is the wrong item.
he doesn't go to grab it, but he explains, he expounds on what it is.
It was recovered from the wreckage at the end of time. It was the only thing he was holding.
He.
The breaker of chains. Perhaps we could try something else, unless you feel something.
Let me try one more time.
Fair enough. It is said,
And he starts to explain a little bit about how this terrarium was very important to the Breaker of Chains, the Duskwalker, the one at the end of time, who lost himself only to be found in the end. He who reforged that which was broken. Given to him by a dear friend. Charisma saving throw it is.
I'm gonna expand on that moment with my friends. Just a little bit before, though, when we're all watching Solario. He's gonna think of everyone's words. He's gonna think of Solario's last farewell.
19.
There is a pair of hands that ripple through time in front of you. And you do not recognize who they belong to. They are covered in ash. Several of the fingers are broken, the fingernails chipped. But they are palm up, reaching for you, with the last vestiges of their strength.
It's working, but I don't think I want it to work anymore.
You hear a, "Wait! Daddy!" from above, and she's hitting the oven. One of the hands begins to fade. Amethyst is still knocking. "Daddy, let me in! I have a present for Chip!" The Leonin looks at you, his eyes asking you what you wish to do.
Tell her. You don't have to give me a present. Because your present is already a gift. You don't have to give it to me. Because I am everywhere here. And that she has to listen to you and always do things that you say. Okay, I'm gonna take the hand now.
Okay, you take the hand.
Yeah, with one hand I take it, and then with the other I'm just waving at him.
You're still holding onto the terrarium, or did you leave it?
Still holding I'm holding it like in my arm, like underneath my arm, while I'm waving the free hand.
As you are apparating and shifting, Amethyst opens the stove herself and comes down. And she is, in her hand, she has a very crude set of bumblebee wings for you. And the last thing you see is her face as she throws them at you to take because you earned them.
I will
Attempt.
grab them with my waving free hand.
Sleight of hand.
7.
Your fingers go to clench, and you barely...
Wait. I use inspiration. 17.
You almost miss them, and then you have your hand twist the other way, and you just catch them. And it's her voice. "Thank you for saving my life and finding me and my dad. We would have been lost in the shadow without you." Each of you snap awake in a familiar locale. There is water around you, warm and soft. Only among you is not Solariel. Each of you may choose your weapon. Save for Luminetta, your weapon does not form in your hand. Everyone else, go ahead and pick your magically infused weapon.
We can just choose what kind of weapon we want.
Anything that you want.
And I don't get one?
You get to pick, but it does not form in your hand.
Okay.
It's on
Does it
purpose.
have to be a weapon?
It can be any magically infused. It will, whatever you pick, will have the elements infused within. As not only have you defeated the Requiem and suffered great due to her influence in your trials, but you have completed your trials.
Yo.
Wait.
Were those the trials the whole time?
Those were the trials.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh my
what
God.
the fuck?
Damn.
Solario's still fucked up. It's a skill issue, I guess.
Skill issue.
Shit,
Damn.
okay.
This gives you a
Your-
lot more respect for those elemental knights, you know?
Your trials were influenced by the Requiem, which is why Solariel is gone. And you know, all of you, that his power was taken by her in her quest to become a god. And we're going to take a quick BRB while the party looks at magic items.
What?
And we're back.
Hey.
Hey. We are completely normal human beings.
Each of you are a light and a soft and gentle glow. You must choose which element you have an affinity for. You have 2 items. You may pick up to 2 elements. The element that you choose is the color that you swirl. And so, only those of you here in this cave bear witness to the affinity. So you don't have to share a chat till you know for sure. Save.
What are the elements?
So you have your basic earth, air, water, fire, light, shadow, time, gravity.
I didn't know Shadow was an element.
You,
Yeah, I didn't know Shadow was gonna be a part of it.
yeah, necrotic and radiant is what they do.
Oh.
Okay, okay.
Chips definitely wouldn't pick lighter rate.
I would. Those are the 2 that I choose, of course.
So, think about it for a second. I'm going to come around and get them for you. So, as you are all bearing witness to each other in this swirling, twisting around you mists of magic, Luminetta, your choice forms on the dais where the statue is, and your words echo through the cavern. All of you hear in her slightly romanticized twang, I got bigger fish to fry. I think I'm gonna go. Return back to Scylla without the party. And as you hear those words, like a forgotten memory, like something that was your life, only to fade into an echo of existence, a creeping dark, and a shadow begins to fill the cavern around you. A call being answered. All right, really quick, let's go around and pick out what elements you decided, and then we'll continue the scene. Starting with Torrent.
Feel like we're picking 2, right?
Yes, you can pick up to 2.
Okay.
If you would like one to be secret, you can, but you must at least share one.
Okay. Feel like from his trial and from generally what sort of happened to him, that time and gravity would be significant.
Cool. Luminetta.
Water was a very clear one for me, and and light, which is both seem really good for Netta. So that's what we're gonna go with.
Okay. Chips.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna go with one that Chips would pick and the one that Diz would pick. As in me. Which is also Diz.
Okay.
Anyways. Radiance and fire.
All right. Vesper.
Lightning.
Sidriel.
Light and shadow.
Okay. The water begins to swirl, and a sea spout forms, like a great tornado in the center of the room. And Luminetta steps out of it. Pouring from her eye sockets is just intense, gaseous shadow. Y'all answered the call. And a flail drops into the water. As she goes to move forward to attack you, not unlike when there was Dark Theonitis, time around Torrent shifts and halts. Luminetta, you are standing at the horrid visage of yourself, suspended in time. Lunging for your party. You guys get a role play. What do you do?
So around us is a shadow, and Luminetta coming at us.
Yep.
What does she look like?
You, but dark.
Like, is it the big? Is it like me as the scary fish, or me as
Yes.
pretty lady?
Yep.
Scary fish. Got it.
This is my nightmare.
And I'm watching this too, right? So I'm with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really what I look like?
No.
Terrifying. No?
It's like that times like at least 3.
You don't have shadow pouring out of your eyes.
No, I guess not. Well, what in God's green earth is that?
We passed the trial, but what's that?
I don't know, but we should probably swing at it.
It said we answered the call.
What in the what?
As Sidriel says that out loud, your voice rings again. At the end of the trial, a choice was presented. I got bigger fish to fry.
What are you?
That's not what I meant. I just... It's hard to explain. I saw Solario leave. Cause I knew he knew that you guys would be fine on your own. And I know a lot of people that aren't fine on their own. Back home. And I figured if we're saying goodbye to one, it might be easier for me to say goodbye. That's what I thought.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. There are those who are not okay when they are alone. But we were given a task. A duty. To protect. To break through the shadow. To end the call. And I understand wanting to save those you love, those who are back home. But that is just one group. Our purpose is not just one group. It's not just our friends from our past, or our families. It is everyone's friends and families, everyone's pasts, everyone's future.
I understand that, Sid. I understand. I just thought it would be a good idea to take this strength that I found and go home and help people at home. Is that so bad?
We either rise as a party or we fall. There is no in between. Remember what you said to me on the battlefield.
Constitution saving throw, Torrent.
Together. Together, Netta.
16.
Your grasp on the time magic begins to falter. You can feel when the mountain basically takes the training wheels off and you are carrying the weight. Because you immediately... And you begin to sweat. Your body begins to shake. And the air begins to squeeze from your lungs.
I'll grab Torrent. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I think I'm holding whatever this is. I don't know. But it's kind of getting heavy.
Whatever this is, we need to leave. Whatever conversations we need to finish, we need to get out of here.
Tell them they're the ones having the conversation. I'm just... I'm just doing what feels right at the moment.
Sid, we can talk about all this later. That thing's gotta go.
I don't think
Then we
there's
need
much
to
later.
decide,
I
Ned,
think
are
you
you
need
with
to
us?
decide.
Or are you leaving?
Oh, how come Solario gets to leave and I have to make all these big decisions?
He's dead, Netta. You aren't.
Not to mention, you're not a big vampire.
Fair enough. I am a big monster, but different kind. Let's see.
I'm
The low
sorry,
cough,
I know
Netta
this
takes a
is
step
difficult.
forward, very slow.
That's weird. And a little unsettling.
If it gets it to go away, I don't want to hurt y'all. I guess it's bigger than me. Right now, the only enemy we have is that thing.
You hear your voice echo again, repeating that you're leaving. And then the words you just said, so why does Solario get up and leave? And the Locanth takes another step forward, pressing against its barrier. And Torrent, you fall to your knees. And all of you hear... Actually, everyone leave, please. Except for Diz.
Ooh, kicked out of VC's
For
go.
Diz?
Except for Diz. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Diz. You're not Chips. You are Diz.
Okay.
So when this starts, you will change your token, and you'll be using the other character sheet, but you have the staff of Chips. Your party fell to this before. When the call was answered. And then Theonidas took the reins because he failed a saving throw. You know what's happening here. You either rise as a party, or you die.
Okay.
And you are speaking
Okay.
to these strangers as Diz.
Okay.
All right.
All right, hold on. Let me hold on. Can't remember. This is. Oh, me stupid. Okay, all right. I'm ready. Okay, let's go.
Okay, we go tell them to come back.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Everybody roll a perception except for Diz.
Oh, okay.
Perpebim. big scary Luminetta is coming close.
All of you will end up seeing this when it happens. Diz, I'll let you know when. You were saying, Sidril. And Luminetta.
Sid, I know what you're saying. I will fight this with y'all. I will fight with y'all. As long as I can. But make it very clear, the first thing I want to do is go home. As soon as possible. There are a lot of people out there. There's oceans full of people.
I'm gonna tell you this. If you go home, there will be nothing for you to return to. No one will exist. Nothing will exist.
And we can always go with you afterwards. We do not have to split.
As Chips says that, there is a bright light and a flash. Go ahead and describe what you look like, Chips.
So as Chips says that and he says split, there's a loud machine clunking sound as you see his torso literally crack open in the center. And first is a glowing, Chips radiant light. And the energy starts to crackle. And then slowly change to a pinkish, then a red color.
Huh?
The red energy begins to glow out. Chips's chest begins to burst and open even more and more. As you see a form begin to emerge, starting with a hand. The hand reaches out. It's a huge, massive, muscular, red arm. Palms onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then a head. Black mohawk. Wings. And then another arm. And as he fully emerges, Chips's body kind of dematerializes into that same energy of his, of those little nanites, and it forms around the body of this big, massive man and attaches onto him like armor as it solidifies. And you see a orc standing there. Small tusk, hulking muscles, adorned in Chips-like armor. As Chips turns into Diz somehow. And yeah, now Diz is here.
Who the fuck are you and what happened to Chips?
What the fuck is going on?
There, no time. No time. And Diz is gonna point at the entity in the middle.
Torrent is groaning now. Some of his fins are splitting and drying out. His muscles are popping underneath his skin, reminding you like a crab leg. And the creature takes another step forward.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is beginning to get really uncomfortable.
All right, hold on. We got to kill this thing.
All right. I was wrong, Mountain. I'll stay. Can we get rid of the scary me now?
Diz, you're pointing.
See this before. Party before. Shadow. Before.
Me is confused
Everybody,
at what is going on.
initiatives.
Oh, sweet.
18.
Oh, I have advantage. Oh, I've missed this. Oh, it's worse. 7 for Diz.
Go ahead and put him in.
Oh,
20.
yeah. Oh, and one distinguishable fact. Diz isn't holding a normal orcish weapon. He's holding Chips' staff.
Oh.
Minetta, what'd
it's
you get
like
on
that,
your
is it?
initiative?
16.
Can you guys see that? Did they go through? Okay. The creature goes first. The shadow entity raises its fins just as Torrent drops. Just his ass clapping on the ground, barking out of pain. The element has taken it out of you. Fins raised, slaps the ground in a huge wave. Everybody make dexterity saving throws. Okay, so we've got a 16, 17, 24.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, we're all doing these saves?
Yep, everybody needs to make a dexterity save.
Just kidding. Is this an effect that I can see
Yeah.
while I'm not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated? Alright, sweet.
Do you still need the chips effect on your voice? Because you're not.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just my mic.
Like when I go over here, does it? But it's the other.
I'm gonna go this way, but yeah, I should probably.
All right,
That
all of you
combination.
will take half of 17. As 17 points of bludgeoning damage as the
Damn,
tidal
okay.
wave comes up and then crashes down.
So does that 8 points damage?
Correct. Okay. Then, Luminetta, I need you to make a perception check.
Okay. But that's it. Perception is a 22.
Okay. In the center of this Locanth monstrosity, there is a faint glow. It reminds you of the shell, but it looks like a star. A single, miraculous star. Like there is something within the Locanth, a different entity. And in order to make it happen, the Locanth has to die. We're gonna end there for tonight.
Oh, woo!
That was some Dungeons and Dragons.
We dungeoned the dragon so hard.
Thank you, chat, so much for joining us.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Fun.
I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you.